integrating the divine feminine and masculine. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. It is the effort that you put into what you do that generally gives you the feeling that you have accomplished something. The more effort you put in, the more you feel responsible for the achievement, and therefore, the better you feel about it. People who breeze through life effortlessly are rarely celebrated on planet Earth. You hold parades for those who struggle and sacrifice to achieve something. You like the stories of a person's meager beginning, and you like to hear about how the person clawed and scratched their way up some sort of ladder to get to the top. But things are changing now, and it is time for you to all reevaluate your ideals. Because you have moved into a feminine cycle, this will become the era of receiving. There is nothing to be gained by struggle, and no amount of effort will ever be able to match a person's offering of a high vibration. Nothing that you could ever do could match the energy that you can download in an instant of letting go, surrendering, and opening yourself up. The time of the divine feminine is here, and it's time to celebrate those who are masterful at receiving from the highest realms that which is always being offered to you. You still get to maintain your divine masculine side as well, but that side of yourselves is not going to be taking nearly as much action. The actions you will take will be much more fruitful and with far less effort. That is true power. The integration of the divine feminine with the divine masculine will result in becoming the creator beings that you have always been, but have yet to experience fully. What you let in. We are happy to give you this progress report, as we can see the improvement in your collective consciousness and the vibrations that you are giving off. We are certain that more of you have allowed in the energies that have been sent to you from those like us in the higher realms. We are also aware of the ones who are not allowing in the higher frequency transmissions, and we send those individuals our unconditional love and compassion. We are aware of the conditions that prevent you from receiving, and we are here to help you to get past those areas of resistance. You are beautiful beings of light and love, and when you see others who are operating from the dark, you begin to close yourself off. You close yourselves off because there's still a fear among many of you that in order to prevent yourselves from being vulnerable to the dark, you must close yourselves off. But as you do, you also prevent that which is the higher frequency from coming in. When you are in the flow, you allow everything to flow. And when you are in a contraction mode, prevention and protection mode, you prevent everything from getting in. Here's what you want to do instead. You want to let those who are playing in the dark inspire you to hold a higher frequency. As you see them doing what they are doing and saying what they are saying, you must also take note of their vibration. And when you do that, you will be able to recognize that it is incompatible with yours unless you go into fear mode. Instead, we recommend that you open yourselves up to a higher frequency, that you set the intention to only receive that which is of a vibrational match to you, and that you allow in all these high-frequency energy transmissions that are coming to you from the higher realms. Receiving energy and information. We have been observing the way that all of you are receiving energy and information, and we have determined the times when you are at your most receptive are when you are asleep and when you are doing something that brings you joy. When you are engaged in any activity that you find joyous, you open yourselves up and you become the vessel for higher frequency energy that you always intended to be in this lifetime. You don't need to be engaged in something that you would deem spiritual in order to be in one of those joyous and open and receptive states. You could be doing anything at all. And certainly, since doing what brings you joy puts you in an open and receptive state, we recommend that you find what it is for you and you do it. Now, for those of you who cannot seem to pinpoint what brings you joy, we suggest that you simply activate the joy vibration within you. Locate your joy center and focus there. Breathe into it. Let the joy flow through you. And not only will you receive more energy and information, but you will also demonstrate to yourself that you are capable of feeling joy under any circumstance, and that is very valuable information for you to have. Once you receive that which we and other high-frequency beings are sending to you, you will have more impulses to take actions, and those actions will be the ones that will bring you the most joy moving forward in your lives. For those of you who feel stuck or in a holding pattern of some sort, don't worry. Help's on the way. Help is always on the way. When you are in a state of joy, it's just easier for that help to get to you. And the other thing that we would like to take away from this transmission is that when you feel tired, allow yourself to sleep. It's that simple. Sleep is your friend. It's not a sign of laziness. It is something that you still need, and give yourself plenty of it is an act of self-love. Listening to and hearing guidance. You have the ability to listen more closely than you often do. You all desire to hear something that will be of value to you from higher dimensional beings. You all want to hear from your guides, and some of you would like to hear from extraterrestrials, fairies, angels, and ascended masters, but you are not listening close enough to receive their message. You want proof, you want evidence that what you are getting from these other beings is real. Many of you seek to hear something loud and clear, with a reassurance that it is not all in your head. So you might want to hear a name or a different sounding voice. You expect the receiving of what you are getting to be as easy as the asking of the question was. But what if hearing and receiving are art forms that you need to cultivate? Are you willing to put into practice? Are you willing to listen without the threat of disappointment? In other words, are you able to say, if I get something now, that is wonderful, but if it comes later, that'll work too? Have you limited yourselves in the ways in which you are willing to receive the answers that are coming to you? Guidance comes in many forms. Sometimes it comes in synchronicity, and when it does, you like that. But other times you can question whether something is just a coincidence or whether it's really meant for you. That doubt that creeps in is something you want to let go of. You want to release your doubt and embrace the answers that you get. Every little tidbit has merit, and when you acknowledge something and appreciate it, you get more. When you question something in doubt, you give yourself more reason to question and doubt. Hearing your guides and other dimensional beings is a two-way street. They are not going to start yelling in your ear to get your attention. They are going to wait until you are willing to feel something first, to pick up on subtle nuances, and to look for answers everywhere you look and everywhere you are able to hear something. The energies that you've summoned. There has been enough suffering on planet Earth to bring you all a gigantic response from the higher realms. There is no need for further suffering to create a stream of energy that will flow to all of you and give you exactly what you need. Suffering, like everything else, has a purpose, plays a role, and in some ways serves you to a point. But you have far surpassed that point where suffering is bringing you something that is needed on planet Earth. Now is the time to let in the energy that you have summoned. Now is the time to let go of that which is causing you to choose the experience of suffering. When you let go, you are not giving up. You can never truly give up on something that you desire. You can never become disconnected from someone that you have lost to death. But you can let go of suffering and let in the response to that suffering. When you are expecting to receive relief, you subconsciously lay down your guard, and you let in that which you have been asking for. We desire for this message to reach enough of you who are looking for something to cling to, so that you can grant yourselves that reprieve and let in all that you've been asking for. Now, of course, there is personal suffering, and then there is collective suffering. There is the oppression of the human race that you also have in your human history. You've all been oppressed, and you've felt oppressed, and the collective's asking is enormous. Therefore, whether you are suffering personally or not, you can be part of an opening of the floodgates for the collective, so that everyone who is asking can receive the energy they have summoned and can build a new life with that energy. There is so much for all of you to create, and by letting in the help that you've been asking for, you are going to make that process so much easier on yourselves. Receiving streams of energy. We have been taking the tidbits that we can get from our sources, and we have learned quite a bit about what is happening on the galactic level with the shift. We have analyzed the data that we have received, and it is clear to us that the movement forward, the progression of the shift, is resting on the shoulders of planet Earth and her inhabitants. There is quite a bit of talk about the ramifications of the timing of the shift as it occurs on planet Earth, and that information is used to determine how much more help is appropriate to give all of you. All of us who are watching can help without interfering. We certainly cannot do anything for any of you. The question remains, among the helpers in the galaxy, as to how big a nudge to give you. And the debate about whether it is better for you to shift sooner or later continues. And one thing is for certain. There are many, many interested parties in your shift, many more than you are even aware of. And while we are doing everything that we can to help you, the amount of support that you are receiving is immeasurable. Even we are unaware of the magnitude of the energy, love, and information that you are being sent on a moment-to-moment basis. Now, the help that you are receiving is resulting in energy streams that are popping up all around you. You are, of course, surrounded by energy, but when the energy has a common purpose, it gathers with like energy, and it flows just like a river or a stream of water. Therefore, the next time that you find yourself in a meditative state, Ask to feel the power and the strength of one of these streams. Let yourselves be taken on a journey. Let yourselves be taken to the fifth dimension on a stream of energy that you have summoned and that others in the galaxy have provided. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you.